All right, hi, this is Attican, and welcome to part 2 of our Railway Empire 2 campaign mission revisit. We're on mission 1, and in part 1, we got off to a really good start. We got our tasks done pretty quickly, and we moved on to our second. We got these done very quickly, and we moved on to our second set of tasks. We now have to transport a bunch of passengers and grow Albany. Now, what we're going to do here, we've already set up a 3-city cluster: New York, Albany, Boston, and it's going nicely for the most part. Now, what we're going to do to get that passenger thing going is to expand our passenger traffic, right? And we know we know what's coming up. We know there's going to be a request for an express line between Albany and Buffalo. So our first task is going to be to actually set up. We're going to go ahead and set up Syracuse to Buffalo, and then we'll run an additional line, Buffalo to Albany, and let that get started. So the idea being that that line will already be running and will already have an express status by the time we get around to having that task open up, and we'll get it done quickly. So this is where, knowing what's coming is such a big advantage. So again, we're going to look at our growth and make sure our 3-city cluster is growing. And remember, one of our overarching strategies is to grow the 3 cities cluster here, which will have a bunch of advantages. One, it's a task we know that's coming up as an optional task. And as they grow, we just get more and more traffic between on the city-to-city line. So this line here will just become more and more profitable. See, it's carrying 18 passengers, 18 mail right now. Was that right? Yeah, but there'll be more passengers, more mail. The line will make more money, and that'll be true of this line and this line passengers and this line passengers. So, it's good to grow them anyway, and we have to for our tasks. So what we're going to want to do is just monitor what's coming up here. We've got milk coming up next, so let's get milk going into Albany now. It'd be clumsy. We've got milks up here. The easy way to deal with this will be to put a station, another kind of freight station, if you will. Whoops. I'm clicking all the wrong buttons here. I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. Okay, there's the right button. Okay. So we're going to put a freight station here. And we're going to put a warehouse in this freight station. We'll give it repairs. We'll give it a warehouse. And in that warehouse, we're going to put milk. And I know what's coming next, so we'll put veggies as well. And then in this one over here, so we've got a warehouse over here. And it has milk. So by bringing milk to the top, it'll also be available on the bottom, which is where we want it. Now, the grain we've got coming in here, the corn we've got coming in here, we don't actually have wood coming into this warehouse yet. We might change that, but we don't have it yet. We don't have sugar, so I'm going to take those off. I thought about this a little bit more, and I do want to change how I was thinking about this. Now, there is no warehouse here. That's going to change. And then if we go down here to Boston, the Boston one is going to change as well, because in Boston, we've got grain, which isn't coming in there directly. Corn, which actually isn't coming directly, although it will at least one train. And we'll get to that in a minute. The wood, yes. The milk, no. The sugar, yes. The veggies, no. So that's all we need in this one right here, right now. Okay? I can see fruit going in there very shortly, but not just yet. Okay. So, and how big are our cities? We've got New York is how big? 65,000 and growing fairly nicely. If we look at, we were working on milk. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Okay, so there's our warehouse set up for now. Okay, let's get milk. Maybe put it right here should work. We'll give it repairs, and we'll go out here and go And we had so much money because if I recall, we actually got a bonus for completing our first task. So that's just where they make it kind of easy on you. Remember, this one has a certain bit of a tutorial element to it. Let's try to get our speed, make our speed pretty good here, and get rid of that unnecessary bridge. And again, like I said, make our speed pretty good here. It's getting worse. Turn. Man, why is this? Okay. All right, swing out far enough to get your max speed, then go down. That'll do. Okay. And we'll double track this back. Like so. And we will give it supplies. And did we already set? We've got maintenance in a warehouse. Okay, good. And we actually put maintenance out here too. That's fine. And we'll go like you. Okay, we need switches at this end. And let's just go ahead and reset these signals so they're kind of lined up correctly right up there. Same thing over here. There we go. All right. Now we can build our line. And haul milk into Albany and have it ready for when when the day comes, right? And the other thing that's going to happen in Albany, doesn't have to be right away now, we're going to get veggies coming short after that, and actually fruit short after that. And we could probably already use fruit up here anyway. Could we not? Now these warning messages are actually, see that? That's from Washington, D.C. That's where our buddy is connected to New York, and he's just not doing a good enough job getting stuff to him. We're going to fix this for sure, the wool. And, oh, he's getting some, and that's, oh. Yeah, I'm not sure what that deal was with the, say that again, with this. On train, none. In Philadelphia, oh, going to Philadelphia, a couple. Would love to get rid of that, but that's okay. So what we're going to need to do, this textiles I see is a problem, and we want to fix it. One thing we want to do is move some stuff in there. So let's go, we want to move the wool in here and make sure it's getting supplied. Then we have to look at it and see if we're going to have to take intervention, if you will, in order to make it work. Now, we just saw, though, that we could get fruit and veggies to New York, didn't we? Didn't we see that? We did see that. Now, it's getting a lot of fruit from somewhere. It's getting fruit probably from way down here. So that's okay. Our buddy's kind of helping us grow New York. The orange rival here, who is that? That's, oh, Barty Shiloh. Okay. Let's go. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to decide what I want to do. I think I want to go with a station here. And I want it to do repairs. And we're going to have a line that runs like this. It can run along the, kind of along the river more or less, and hook into our freight line up here. And we can double track that to here. Give it signals, and then we'll reset this line to make sure we don't have a short block here. And that's actually, technically, that's a short block right there. That could matter. So let's reset these signals. Again, now that could be a bit of an issue. So I think what we'll do here, let's just make sure. Let's put a little Jan Jansen, and then our little trains can get out of there. All right, now we want to go from here to here with priority this, run full, freight train, go. And then we want fruit. We want to bring that into Boston, into this warehouse. All right. Now we could, in Boston, do the same thing. Put a station over on the side and run the fruit in like that and have our warehouse. And that's probably better than having to go way out here and loop in and cross the other track. Why don't we just, it doesn't cost, it will cost if we add maintenance, which we wouldn't have to do. But if we add maintenance, it will cost a little bit more, but it makes everything a lot cleaner. And speaking of adding maintenance, we are going to. Okay, so let's go down here. Let's just do a quick check of our money. Now, in research, I think we're looking for 3 stars. Yeah, we're looking for 3 stars to get this, because as a pathway to other things we'd like to have. So money-wise, 7.5 million in or 750,000 we could do. We can actually get a bunch of money right now. Now, I'd rather not have 3 bonds open because you're making payments on all 3 of them. On the other hand, I'd like to have the money now. I think what we'll do is pay this one off. We need 281. Let's pay this one off and open a bigger bond. That would be that works. And I see delays right here. Now, what are these guys? Albany, Boston, Albany, Boston. We've got all these Albany, Bostons that are being delayed right here. Let's fix that. And they aren't carrying much. We could consider dumping a couple trains, but let's do this. Let's go here and here. And we'll probably reset a train or 2, but we won't worry about that too much. We'll give them 4 platforms to work with. And we'd like to have the same thing coming out the other side. And that should be more than enough to get us up 4. In a curve, it has to go pretty far to get 4. Has to go farther than that. Let's hope it fits in here, otherwise we're going to have to do even more changes. Okay, good. Good. Okay. That'll give us 4. The passenger station actually has 4 platforms. We'll think about expanding our freight stations later. What were we doing? Oh, yes. We're trying to get a station here and then run a line to run in a warehouse over here. Ouch. Okay, let's do station. We're just going to kill it with repairs and come out and go over here. And double track it into there. And double track it into there. Switches on both ends. Signals. A warehouse here that accepts apple or fruit, which then we'll make fruit. We'll put fruit on this side. Now we've got fruit on both sides. And we'll go here to here, running full. There we go. Okay, so we've added fruit and veggies and milk to the system. And we've got our city-to-city lines to haul that stuff around. Got warehouses here to take it, warehouses here to take it. All right, now the other thing we want to improve on is we want to get wool into New York, because we're not getting anything here that we want. All right, so let's go with let's run parallel, let's get some money. Okay, run parallel to the slope. Before we spend the money, go get our research. This is just maximum speed for the John Bull, which is, it's just a pathway to get out here. And I think unless we really see something we like, maximum speed, everybody on a corner, that would be good. So for 100, we'll get this. Then we'll go 300 here. I would love to have this, but it's 300 to get to that. And I'd like to have this too. I think our best bang for the buck really is to get a better train than Dunham. Let's see, 28 and 20, 20 and 28. Get the Dunham, and then we'd like to have the Firefly as an express train because it's 35 mile an hour versus the Bull, which is 24, right? So that would be nice. Yeah, there's just all kinds of good stuff in here because we're kind of start from scratch on our research. We had nothing, so there's a lot of good stuff to get, a lot of good basic stuff. All right, so where were we here? Sorry. Repairs. Yeah, and then we're going to go. Let's go into the back of this freight station right here. It actually looks pretty good. I know we said
what our rails can do for a city is quite unique. A marvel
we've grown
of
Albany,
modern technology.
and look at this. We've almost finished this. So, before we do this, crap, we're finished those so fast it caught me off guard. Okay, here's Syracuse. Before we do any of that, I want to go over here to Buffalo. I want to put a station in Buffalo. And I want to get a line. I want to get the line going to Syracuse.
Just look at the impact on the landscape.
Done.
Watching our beautiful locomotives rolling over our tracks makes me a little teary-eyed. Albany is thriving. People are surging into the city and are pouring fresh money into my company. You are doing a marvelous job. Please don't stop now. Have you ever traveled to Buffalo? Using the new Erie Canal, this is not as uncomfortable as it used to be, but passengers keep complaining about how long the journey takes. Another opportunity for a profitable connection.
Okay, so I want to get that done. And I just... that corn line to Boston made me think about this line, and look at that. We don't have signals on this. That's awful. So I think we have two trains that are probably taking turns running. That's pathetic. Or just one of them's running. That's probably what's happening. Okay. So what are our tasks? Corn, keep growing in Albany. That's cool. Express line Albany to Buffalo. Man, I wish I'd had this earlier. Okay, that just came up. So we finished those tasks so fast. All right, so what do I want to do? I want to build this track. All right, and put in this and this. Although what we want now is we want to be able to bypass Syracuse. No, we don't even need to. Here's what we'll do. We won't even bother with that. We're going to go Buffalo to Albany passenger. I think that's what we want. Between Albany and Buffalo. And we'll be literal. We'll go Albany passenger to Buffalo Express. And we'll just run one train on that line. It'll have no trouble getting an express status. Should take one round trip and it'll be done. Okay, so that'll take care of one task for us. And that was about as fast as you could. Well, I assume if we'd already had that, see, we could have this task done. Doggone it. Okay, corn to Boston. All right, now that corn to Boston is what made me think about this line here. What I want to do is this is going to be a throwaway, but I want a line to run directly to Boston. I want it to only take corn. I want it to run full. There. And there we go. And it'll have to wait a moment to get one more corn, and it'll take off. There we go. All right. That task will be done as soon as it hits Boston. So that's about as fast as you could do that one. Now, remember, we've got corn going to Boston from the warehouse that's in Albany, but I didn't want to wait on that. I wanted to have this one line to get that task done quickly. This one's quick. This one's quick. We're already set up on this one, so we're already rocking and rolling on all this stuff. Now, let's look at Albany and see what can we do to make it grow faster. We don't have immigration offices, so we're going to have to wait till 50,000 to put a library in to help it grow. Speaking of which, do we have a library down here in New York? We do. Okay. Okay, so let's just take a good hard look at what we've got. Everything looks really good except the cloth. So let's go take a look at the cloth situation. Now one problem is that our buddy, this Barty, is taking cloth out of New York down to these other cities. Don't like that. But the other thing is, he does a crap job getting stuff up there. See, look at this. New York has 20 wool on the way, but none there, right? And it's had stuff to go down to Philly that it had taken forever. He does such a crap job. All right, so let's go back to, we were going to run a line from here for the purpose of getting wool in here, and then we're going to I think maybe have to buy that industry to make it function. That's going to be expensive. All right. It says we lost 300. This is our second quarter. We gained a lot. So we didn't have any. Well, we did have a bonus. He gave us 750. So 500. Yeah, we gained a little bit. I take that back. We didn't gain a lot. I was thinking we gained a lot, but we didn't. But we did okay. We did okay. All right, so let's get this built. Okay. And let's stop with the signals. Get your switches at that end. Now let's do the signals again. There we go. And then let's go. Let's keep with our pattern so we don't. Well, we got maintenance. Okay. We'll go here, here. Priority will be wool. Okay, and we want a second line here to here. Priority will be lumber. Okay, just to make sure some lumber gets down there. And then we'll look at, let's see. Yeah. Okay, so, and I was just confirming what a mess our Barty has here. He's just not doing a good job. So he does have a lot coming. There is wool coming from where? Probably from here, right? Maybe this train right here. I don't think we can actually. No, that's got almost nothing on it. Anyway, Barty's presence is messing us up here on the cloth. I think one of the things we could do would be buy that mill for $250. Oh, it's not bad. If we could get it for $215, we would take it in a heartbeat.
We find ourselves in a time of rapid innovation. If
we
we go
finish?
with it,
We get that
can
express
end up in
line
some
from Albany to
wonderful
Buffalo.
places.
Okay, so the first thing we want to do with it now is make it Syracuse to Buffalo and run a couple of trains on it. So now we'll have a Syracuse to Buffalo line, and I think we already have, we already have that line. And what kind of station are you? You're a restaurant post office, so we need maintenance in Buffalo. And we need a post office. There we go. So that'll improve our passenger traffic, give us another good line. And then we want to go out here. We want to connect to these to get more passengers and more income. And here we have one. Okay. What we have here is this sugar line going into Boston to the freight. See, it turns off and misses that. So what we should do there, I think, is move this back here to touch them all, and then delete that that one down there. And we also probably, did we put one here? We did not. We need to give this line something. And I just want to see, are we getting, all right, are you running? Okay, he's not, oh, did I mess this? No, you can hover and see it's got fruit, so it's close enough to this. So we should have fruit demand somewhere, shouldn't we? Shouldn't, yeah, we have demand here. But on the other hand, it may be satisfied from the other places. Oh, it's got 13 on the way. So that's probably why we're not seeing anything coming here yet. Okay. 91.7, we can't do a building. Let's see if we're doing a good job clearing out our warehouses. Yeah, pretty good. We don't have a bunch of stuff stacked up in there. Now, we need to do some optimizing of that to make sure we're getting enough raw materials and to get our factories set correctly. But I think what we need more so is more revenue. We're just not making enough money. And the way to do that, I believe, is to get a line, maybe London, well, maybe Toronto to Buffalo, over to London, to Ottawa, to Montreal, to Quebec City. And that would give us 1, 2, 3, in Montreal, 4, 5. That would give us 5 more passenger and mail lines. That would be very, very nice. So let's plan on doing that. We would need access here, $499. Okay. 9.4 million, 949,000. We can get, oh yeah, we were talking about closing one, weren't we? And I just went right ahead and built stuff. That's okay. Let's, we'll need a fair amount of money to get this started, so let's plan on closing a bond. I don't want to wait.
Did you know that the Erie
isn't my
Canal
thing,
wasn't finished
especially when
until
these tasks are just
1825?
clicking
I'm
off like
almost
crazy.
a little sorry that it is to become obsolete so soon.
Okay, that was the corn to Boston. Now that particular line can go away because that was made literally for that one purpose. So Allen Rest to Boston, we'll scratch that line. Okay. All right, now we got some money. Let's get access into Southern Ontario. And ideally we would come out of the back here, so I think we'll try that. The bridge will cost a little bit of money, but that's okay. We'll go here. Oh, and a swing maybe into Toronto. Like this. Straighten it out a bit coming out of the station. That's too tight a turn. That's pretty good. That's the top. And is that right? Yeah. Left side, okay. And we'll double track it. And we'll put in like so. We'll set our signals. We'll give it a supply tower. And I think this one's repairs. Yes. So Toronto can be this and this. And we'll run trains from Toronto to Buffalo. 12 days, couple trains will do. Then we'll and look at all that beautiful, beautiful traffic. Okay. Now let's just keep going with that. Let's go down here to London. Turn it this way. And get a line going like that. And like that. And put switches down here and signals. Okay. And let's give it a supply tower. And this one will need to be maintenance. And a post office. And then we'll have trains going London to Toronto. 9 days, couple of trains will do nicely. All right, now I need to go back here for a second. Oh yeah, just grow Albany. And again, I think we're back to the cloth. Doggone. I talk about that, I don't do anything about it. 240. Man, that's such a good price. Wish I'd bought that earlier. Or first or whatever. Come on, give us a good price. Come on. We need to get it before it gets any supplies in there. I think that's the key. Beautiful. All right, good. It only cost us $170, and we want it anyway, and we're going to pause. Now we're going to look at our cloth demand. Okay. We've got 0.4, 0.4, and whatever this city is, 1.6, 2.4. We need about 2.5 production minimum right now, right? So we need to bump that up to 3.2 at least. There we go. Now, and that actually freed up this train. Okay. All right. Now, because we have wood coming in here, and I want to do this for another reason anyway, let's put a warehouse in New York City. Okay? And let's put wood in it. That'll help take the load off of everybody else. And then we're going to put salt, because remember we're going to have a task coming up where we have to take salt to New York City. And it may need it now. It does. My goodness, we could already do this. All right. The closest salt's actually way up here that we can get to. Oh, wait, there's salt here too. Oh, which is better? I mean, we could run salt off of this, hook into this line, and just run it directly into New York City to that warehouse. Or we could go up here and come down onto this line and run it directly in. Which is better? Ooh, tough call, tough call. I actually think now that we have this big bridge built, I think this one's better. We only have to bypass Buffalo. We could bypass Buffalo, then hook into this freight line. And this freight line, we could bypass this freight station if we wanted to. And I don't think we would. I think we would just let it run right straight through and then come back through it. Okay, let's do this one over here. Let's set up salt. All right, and we'll give it. Should have already done this. Okay. But you know, you can only do so much. Okay, sorry, I had a big interruption, so I'm trying to remember where we are. We're going to run that line. We're going to run it across here. I think we'll just come out. Here's what we'll do. Instead of a bypass of Buffalo, we'll just do it like this. Well, first, let's build that track and finish this off. And we kind of got a short block right here, so let's reset that track right there. This one, neither one of them were a problem. They're out in the middle of nowhere, but still, we'll get rid of that one. Now, before we run this, let's go ahead and have this track, this passenger track, come off of this and go over here and hook into the freight line. Like that. And like so. And let's give it an extra, since we've added this, let's go ahead and put a supply tower maybe here. Okay. Now we can run a line that goes from the salt to New York, running full. Let's run a couple trains on it. Yeah, and it'll immediately load. That should be 8 for New York. Good deal, and that will close the task. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. We were thinking ahead. That's right. Next, we may not get credit for it right away, but we'll start running salt over there. Okay, so this warehouse here, yeah, we've got it set up to take salt. So it'll take the salt and it will then allow it to be handed out to the other cities as well. And let's see, we're growing. Oh yes, and we wanted to look at Albany to see what's going on here now. Okay, are we gaining ground on this? Did we bump this up to 3.2? We've got the wool line coming in here to make sure it gets a steady supply, because we don't trust Barty to get it done, because we've seen he's not getting it done. And we're still getting kind of spastic production. And what we need to do is kind of fill up what this place needs. And we need to get the stuff going out through here. So let's think about the city to city line. We're going to have two, well, let's see. From here, we're going to have potentially a 2, a 1, and a 1, 2, 4, a 6. 6 stuff coming out of New York that would go to Albany. So we would want a frequency of 9 on the line. And coming over the other way, we're actually going to have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. That's more. So we would want a 7 frequency on this line right here. The freight line that goes Albany to New York, this guy. We want a 7 frequency. Actually, we've got it with 2 trains. Okay. And in this way, we would want 2, 4, 5, 6. 6 and 6. We want at least a 9. Let's just treat them all as 7s. That's passenger, this one. A 7. Let's put one more train on that. Okay. That's getting tight right there. Actually, in fact, we needed another train. Okay. So I think I'd like to make some more money by getting some more lines set, like Ottawa to Toronto, for example. And yes, we do have access to Ottawa, so let's go up here. And Toronto is restaurant post office, so we'll put repairs in Ottawa. And we'll put a post office. And we'll go from here to here. Skip the Indians. Get rid of the tunnel. And that would be from the second one to the, okay. Right side to right side, double track it. Okay. Give it switches on both sides. And signals and a supply tower, and run line from Ottawa to Toronto Express. 3 trains go. And then we're going to need 477 to get into that next one. Okay, sorry, had another interruption. Having a rough day here at the office. Let's see, where were we? And what are you? Breakdown maintenance, Allen Rest to Albany. So obviously we don't have repairs here. That's got to be fixed. And would probably wouldn't mind having repairs here. Okay. Okay, now. Oh, yeah. Okay, now we've hit We've got 2 business opportunities. Would like to put a dairy here because of the milk there. Dairy, planks, and liquor are the next 3, not necessarily in that order. Let's see, we've got to close. It's planks, liquor, and dairy. I'd like to put the dairy in Albany, maybe planks in New York, and liquor here because we've got the fruit close by, and we're running sugar directly into there. So that would be good. So let's go for dairy right here, I think. Money, 1.2 million. We'd have to close 1.3. Possibly by the time, if we close this one, we might be at a point, 1.3. We could probably be at a point where we could open a third bond. We could probably close this one and get a bigger bond. So that's 284. Why don't we look into doing that? Now both of these are broken down. That's okay though. They'll just kind of fix themselves, and then they'll finish the run and they'll get repaired, and life will be, if not good, at least better. Our income's kind of sort of okay. Oh, here we go. Now we got the opportunity here as well. All right, let's just see here. 1.25, 9, 1.3. It's tight. Let's close this one. Okay, we're not quite there for a third bond, but I think we will be momentarily. I'd like to have a third bond, a bigger bond that we can put some of these in without having to wait too long. 1.3. Well, wait a minute. We can see it right here. 1.34. Now we're only worth 1.28. So we have to gain a little bit of value. I tell you what we may do. Put one of them in and then, okay. So what would a dairy cost us? 580. All right, let's just put that in for 580. Okay, we're going to put a dairy in Albany. Now if we look at our company value, it's 1.3, 1.31. Back here, 1.34, 1.31. So we're almost ready to have another bond without having to close one. We're also gaining money at a pretty good clip now, so we could probably planks here, and the planks could go anywhere. I'd really like to get that alcohol in here. What would that cost? 680. 680. Definitely we close this one and get another bond, and that's kind of our rule anyway. Okay, and we got research as well. Everything's hopping now. Let's get this, or no, let's get this, because that's cheaper construction of all the buildings, including the this guy here. Instead of 680, now it's 646. So we gain a little bit with that. We also 444. All right, let's save up to four. There we go. That's enough right there. And let's go close that. And now we can do a $1.5 million bond. Okay. And then we can go here and we can say, okay, we want a distillery in Boston, and we want planks in New York, if we can get them. In New York, we want planks, a sawmill. There, we got our 3 industries that we wanted. We've got wood running directly here with our 2 trains. That's perfect. And we've got fruit running here and sugar running here, so that should be good for getting that distillery going right away. And we've got the dairy coming in here, we're already making, or the milk, we're already making dairy here. So that should give us 3 good products to help these grow. And we're trying to grow Albany. And now let's just see, have they ever gotten any textiles? Well, hooray. Hooray for us, they have. They'll start wanting milks or fruit soon enough. Let's just look at like fruit, for example. Fruit, we've got 1.2 coming out of here. We need 0. Well, no, let's let it run for a second because we definitely need fruit here as well now. It needed to just register the fact that we put that business in there. So yeah, we need, it's not 0.4, come on. I still don't think it's right. Distilleries, oh, that's right, they only need 0.4. And does the city need it yet? 45,000, no, not quite. It's not quite big enough to need it. Now, can Albany take, it's not big enough to, well, you see we're doing a good job growing it. We're doing a pretty good job growing New York and a good job growing Boston. So a little bit bigger for them, we'll put in a library. And this is still that line that goes, yeah, we've got maintenance set up on it, so it just has to need to heal itself. And I see one more problem here. We're missing supplies between Syracuse and Buffalo. All right, and where were we? We wanted to get out here, didn't we? For 612. I think it would be worthwhile to get out here and get these 2 into our system as well. Now you could argue what I would probably be better would be the single track, single train lines with these smaller cities, and there's probably some truth to that. That could very well be true. Let me know what you think in the comments, but for now, this is what we're doing. We're playing this like it's Railway Empire. We're playing this like it's Attican playing Railway Empire. That's what we're doing. All right, go here and here. And here. And here. Here and here. And like that. And then we want to see what's Euro maintenance. So this one, Montreal will be both. When I say both, I mean a restaurant and a post office. And we'll start lines from here going to here, express, a couple of trains and go. And we got one more for sure we want to do, which would be Quebec City. And maybe I should have made all these automatic lines. That wouldn't have been the worst thing we could have ever done. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. If we wouldn't have been better off with automatic lines. Well, this one up here needs to be maintenance. And post office. And we go from Quebec City to Montreal. You know what? Let's just try automatic just to see if it doesn't do better. At least it certainly runs full. Okay, New York City's hit its growth limit of 100,000. We can give it a university right there. And yeah, we're closing in on 50,000 up here. Now, what are you? Here's another one that's breaking down. Yeah. Okay. Getting some delays in this station here too, which is not shocking. Yeah, I'd love to wait and not have to reset those trains, but you could wait all day till you didn't have somebody coming in there. So I don't know if that's long enough. Yep, it is. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's babysit this, and it's already 50. So we'll put in the library. That'll bump it up even higher on its demand satisfaction. All right, good quarter, good quarter. Let's see what's happening. Passengers went up 700,000. Mail went up 700,000. Production went up a little bit. Freight went up a little bit. And we managed to do some factories and build some track and get some locomotives and all that good stuff. So looking better, looking better. Looks to me like we could seriously think about expanding this station, and probably New York as well. That figures. I tried to be cute and not quite go out there, and turns out I needed to go out there. Let that train get in, and then might as well have both sides open. I don't know if that's long enough. It isn't. Also, this is too close now. Let's get rid of that and move it back here. And let's get you can see how the scale of this one has changed so much. It's so different from the Switzerland scale, because now we're having to run out like even more than 5 miles to get our 4 wides. And on Switzerland, we only had to go like 1 mile. Tremendous difference in the scale of the two. Okay, we're over 100 here. 107 in New York, looking good. Boston, okay, Boston can now take a library. Okay, put a library in Boston. That'll make it grow faster. And let's just stick around. We'll wrap this one up when we hit that growth goal in Albany, which shouldn't take too long given the fact that we're looking really good at it. And I think the only thing I'd like to do, I know there's a task coming up where we have to have three rural businesses producing grain. And we have one here, we have one here. Let's run one into like a beer producer, like right here. And we don't even need another station or anything. We'll just run it in like this. We'll give it repairs. and run it in. Like that. That'll take care of another task that's coming up and get some grain going in there anyway. Now this automatic line's at 16,000 and this little short one here is at 25,000, so not necessarily better, is it? The only other thing we could think about, I mean, we've got a lot of money right now, but we're going to want money to get into these. We're going, whenever our next set of tasks come, let me see. Well, we can see what they are. The grain is coming up. 960 passengers from Syracuse. We should be well established to do that. At the University in Albany, grow it to 90. So we're actually in pretty good shape for our next set of tasks. We could invest that money in like city growth in Canada, right? We could do meat, beer, any cloth up here? Cloth in London. Well, here's cloth, meat, beer. We could do a 3-city cluster right here. And it's got lots of good stuff. We could do that and use that money. I kind of want to just keep it running fast because I want to get this done and end this episode. So I'm going to blame the video on my. We do want to optimize some stuff here. We've got lumber coming in to our our main 3-city cluster in 2 places. So we would like to have 1, 4, 5, 6. We probably want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're going to have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to have about a 9 total demand. So we'd like each lumber to be able to handle a 5, which is like a 5. We need the route to be about a 10. So this one's fine. This one's probably fine too, I would imagine. And I'm just looking at the one that prioritizes. Yeah. We're good on lumber as far as frequency of trains. And we're trusting the owners to keep the supply up. So now on grain coming into this, we actually have it coming in from 2 places, right? Both these places go to Albany. So we need, we're going to need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we would need about a 6 frequency. We know that's fast enough. So how fast are you? Okay, we're going to give this another train. And I think we're going to give the corn. Now the corn needs to be 2, 4, 6. It needs to be about a 9 frequency. Now I'm just looking at either one. They're kind of the same. 9. We'll put one more train on that as well. So we've got 2 trains prioritizing grain, 2 prioritizing corn out of here, and then the 1 train here. So we should be good on grain, corn, wood. Then we look at sugar, and sugar is going to be 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm counting that as, the distillery needs it plus the cities and all that. So a 9, we need a 54 frequency on this line right here. And it is, a 9 times 6 is 54. We need it to be a 6. We'll give it another train. Okay? That's sugar. And in milk is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 9 times 6 needs to be a 9 frequency. It's an 8.7. It's a little tight. Let's give it another train and be sure. And then veggies would be 1, 2, 3. For now, just like a 3. Needs to be like a I don't know, 18 kind of frequency. Right now it's 14. I'm going to give it another train again, one of those one to grow on kind of things. And fruit would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 9 frequency, which probably is perfectly good right here on this short line. Beautiful. It's fine. Okay, that's fruit. And then boom, 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 boom. Salt is going to eventually be a 3, which needs to be like an 18 here. And this is a 35. We got 2 trains on it, which is close. We'll put one more train on it and be sure. And worst case, they'll just, sit out here. And let's just make sure, if we're going to do that, let's make sure that we have Jan Jansen's out here to get these trains, in case they stack up out here, and they probably will, off the main line. Okay. That should be everything. For now. We haven't gotten to these guys yet. Okay. Okay, what's holding you back? Dresses. We want more dresses. You're not getting anything. Okay, I think we're going to have to buy this dress factory as well. Fashion industry. Okay, we're going to want our output to be at least 3, 1 for each city. Okay. And now our demand for cloth becomes 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are we producing that much? We are not.
The canal itself was first
Okay,
proposed
we just
in
finished our task.
1699. Nowadays,
Okay.
there is so much less time between idea and realization. This is absolutely extraordinary. It works! Fewer and fewer travelers are using the Erie Canal because our train connections are simply better. Our company enjoys great popularity in Albany, and soon a new mayor will be elected. If I could win the election, I could use that to our advantage. Why don't you take a few measures to present me in a favorable light to the undecided voters? Great! By the way, I have decided to run for the Democrats in this election. I believe that I can best represent our interests as a candidate for this party.
Okay, let's see what happened. Okay, we got our grain. We knew that was coming. 960 passengers. We should be all set up for that. University in Albany means grow Albany to, and while he was talking, I put a supply tower that's missing down here. We should be all set up for this, to grow this to 90. We've got the library. We've got it all set up to grow. We've got our nice extensions out here, and we still can't get down there. So we've got to grow this one. We did the grain already, and we've got the passengers to Syracuse. The only thing we'll check on that is just to make sure. See, we're making really good money with this now. Let's see our frequency. No, it should be, yeah, that's good. 2 trains is good. So you can see 40, 40, 40, 40, 160. Well, wait a minute. Let's just check that train. Yeah, he's good. All right. So, yeah, let's stop right there. Looking pretty good, I think. I hope you enjoy it. I am sorry. I do have some things going on at the house here that are kind of, it's hard to concentrate. So probably need to take a break and deal with them. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe and share. And join us for our next Railway Empire 2 video. Thank you.